So how do we see holiness being demonstrated in Leviticus? Well, first of all, we have to look at when we think of holiness in Leviticus, we have to go back to when God created man was clean and they were in good relationship with God, because man was clean, was fit to be in the presence of God. But that got lost in the way because of sin, as we see. Now, forward, we have this sinful man and living in a sinful environment, and God is taking them from Egypt, where they've lived for a number of years, and now he's picking them away, and the key thing was, the purpose was to serve him. Well, they're not clean. How could they serve him if they're not clean? So God will consecrate them. He will make them belong to him. And not only that, he will make them be different from these other nations. And so in the process, this will be restoring pretty much what was lost in the Old Testament during the time of creation. And so this becomes significant because now we have a God who is holy, who will pick his a specific nation that is specifically to belong to him, and they ought to live according to his holiness. And Israel becomes that nation. In Leviticus, it would demonstrate that by God putting some sort of standard or measures, or we can call instructions, that will help them become unique. Like, for instance, the uniqueness from other nations. Israel now will have one God, while the other nations will have many gods. Now, those other nations they did their own sacrifices, but the sacrifices that God will institute for Israel will be very specific. And down the road, we will look at those sacrifices will be pointing out to something greater. And so that becomes very significant when we look in Leviticus, God himself enforcing this idea or demanding his people to live a holy life, because there will be something greater out of the way he's wanting them to live, like in Leviticus. It will demonstrate something bigger that is about to come.